Let's make some noise. Come on.
Yes, indeed, Nick Foles. Let's make some noise. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the final episode of our broadcast week of The Final Word here on the It's Rap Sports Network. Your boy, MattyB on the call Thursday night. And we have made it to the end of Sports Week hell for the most part, right? We're not quite through the fire yet, but tomorrow, finally some relief. Or as I'd like to call it, the calm before the storm. This was probably the most inactive of sports that you would probably have in a 365-day a year type of thing. There was really nothing to get into other than the Olympics, and for me, that was just hockey. Now, today, phase one of Operation Beat Canada is complete. The U.S. women's hockey team, and a great game if you had the opportunity to watch this bad boy, defeated the Canadians 2-1 in overtime, winning the gold. The men will face Slovakia tomorrow. The U.S. men will face Slovakia tomorrow in the semis. Canada will face Finland, and hopefully it'll all line up on Sunday for Canada versus U.S. for the men's hockey gold. So phase one of Defeat Canada in the books. We have secured gold on the women's hockey side. Congratulations to the United States women's hockey team and to USA Hockey for a gold medal performance in women's hockey. So good stuff to report right off the bat. But that's, again, that's been keeping me going, the Olympic hockey thing. Because other than that, you can't live stream spring training. You can't sit there and watch them do batting practice or take fielding practice. They won't let you do that, of course. So we've been relegated to just sort of wishing about it. And in this town, we're relegated into talking about the drama that surrounds your baseball team, the drama involving Nick Castellanos, the drama involving Bryce Harper, the drama involving Dave Dombrowski, the drama involving Rob Thompson. All the non-essential baseball conversation has been geared at the Phillies as they've started spring training. But Saturday, we're going to have no choice but to start talking about baseball if you dare. Now, do I dare get on here on day-to-day? Do we do the fight and final for spring training? No, we don't. And there's a reason for that, because it's not real baseball. But it is baseball. And it is the calm before the storm, right? Starting tomorrow, actually, not Saturday, but starting tomorrow around Major League Baseball, we're going to have games. So starting tomorrow and ending sometime around Halloween, there'll be games just about every single day in the baseball schedule. And that's a momentous victory for everyone who follows baseball, who likes baseball, who loves Major League Baseball, I should say, because baseball has already begun around the country. But starting tomorrow, there'll be MLB baseball games on just about every day, maybe aside from the day before the regular season starts, the All-Star break, right? But that's, there's still baseball kind of on some of that. But, and then, so besides the day before the regular season and the All-Star break, starting tomorrow, there'll be an MLB game happening somewhere around the country, going out to almost, if we have to have a game 7, I believe it's November 1st. So the Halloween. So we have arrived at a huge milestone in the sports calendar. And on this network, as we've been sort of licking our wounds from the football season, getting ready to start talking about baseball, it's been a slow grind, a slow burn. And not that tomorrow everything's going to unleash and it's going to be like, oh, sports everywhere. No, it's not. But it's a momentous step in the right direction. So the calm before the storm is the title tonight. We can talk about the calm before the storm. Saturday, the Phillies will start against Toronto in the spring. What are your expectations? What are you looking at in the spring? What do you want to see from this baseball team in the spring, or do you not care what happens to this team in the spring, with the exception of everyone staying healthy? And that's really all I care about. I don't take anything that happens in the spring with a grain of salt at all. I think it's it gets the rust off them. It starts to, their juices flowing, their heart's beating. That's about it. I don't really I don't really gauge anything that happens in the spring, good or bad. With, of course, the exception of health. That's what number one, want to see them come out of spring healthy. But there's another little piece of the of meat on the hook this spring. March 5th, in about a week and a half or 2 weeks, I guess, you got the WBC. So we got pretend baseball starting tomorrow. But then you got about 2 weeks of pretend baseball, and then we get into real baseball again with the WBC. And all you naysayers out there who don't like this format of playing a tournament like this in the spring, I guarantee every single one of you is going to be glued to your set watching, especially if Team USA makes a run. So, you're a bunch of hypocrites. You're a bunch of damn hypocrites, man. I can't wait. I wish they should do WBC every year. Every single year. I'd be down for that. So the baseball calendar is upon us. Tomorrow, let's go over the MLB schedule. For those of you that are wondering, what do I do tomorrow? There is games. And here are the games that you can tune into if you have the appropriate ability to. I do. I have the app. I get every game. So you got the first game of the season, essentially, is the Yankees at the Orioles at 1:05, sorry. Then you got Kansas City and Texas out in Arizona at 3:05. Also at 3:05, you got the White Sox and the Cubs out in Arizona. 3:10, you got the Diamondbacks and the Rockies in Arizona. In Arizona, for those of you that need to see it, you're going to get an opportunity tomorrow to see Nick Castellanos if he's playing, because the Padres are going to play the Mariners at 3:10. In the Grapefruit League out in Florida, the University of Connecticut will play the Boston Red Sox, and at 6:05, the University of Minnesota will boogie down against the Minnesota Twins. So there is your Friday spring training schedule for you. Of course, the game that I've circled on my calendar, definitely going to take a look in on the Padre Mariners game. See how Nick's doing. Are they going to play him at first? Are they going to DH him? Or are they going to play him at all? We'll see. So there you have it. Tomorrow's MLB calendar. And then Saturday, just about everybody plays. I think everybody plays, actually. Saturday, Phillies, Blue Jays. Sunday, Phillies, Pirates. I think their home opener. And I believe that's the first local broadcast of Phillies spring training is on Sunday. They announced their crew for the spring, and they also, I think, announced their crew for the season. Ruben Amaro, Ben Davis, John Kruk returning. Cole Hamels doing part-time duty as he did last year. No mention of Mike Schmidt. No mention of him. And then, what's her name? Hatcher, the hottie patati. She's not mentioned at all either. Sounds like she's out as well. So, there you go. There's your broadcast crew for 2025. As I know, I don't know if you guys have any more information than that, but John Kruk, Ruben Amaro, Tom McCarthy, obviously, Ben Davis, and Ben Davis. So take that for what you want. No Mike Schmidt. Come on, man, really? No Mike Schmidt in 2025 or 6? Are they just waiting for him to kind of wake up? Come on, Schmitty. We need you, man. She is. You know what I'm talking about? What's her name? Karen Hatcher? I know she plays for the other team and all, but still, man. Woo. That's a well put together woman. I'll tell you that. What's going on, Joe? All right. So tonight that'll be obviously on our agenda here. Let's stay away from the Bryce Harper stuff. I mean, if you guys want to talk about Bryce Harper and his little fits, well, we can if you like, but let's get into some baseball. Let's unwrap some baseball talk tonight, because we are literally 24 hours away, or 48 hours, I guess, from the Phillies, 36 hours away from the Phillies debut. Tomorrow we have Major League Baseball. We've had baseball basically for 2 weeks, depending on your flavor. We had the Caribbean series wrapped up that pitted the best Latin American teams from the winter leagues playing against each other for a championship. You have all levels of college right now that are playing baseball. Division I started last Friday. They're well into their schedule, and they were the last division to kick off. And now you got Major League Baseball starting tomorrow. So let's celebrate that by talking about baseball. If you guys want to talk Bryce Harper's fits and tantrums and Dave Dombrowski's loose lips, that's fine. We can, but I really want to get into talking some baseball. I really, really do. Joe Hale, Bryce, bump Bryce, and they're talking with each other. Okay. I love it when they talk to each other in the chat. That's good stuff. But that is on the agenda. Also tonight, we will finish our Philly Spotlight players. We're going to do our final 2 players tonight. I will then be able to check that off the box of things done. We're also going to break new ground. I know I threatened and said that we weren't going to do this until probably April or May or June. I couldn't help myself. Tonight, we will unveil our first 2026 MLB draft prospect. Yep, we're going at it, man. I'm jumping right in. The hell with it. To kind of keep up with the flavor of talking about actual baseball, we're going in. We're going to start breaking ground on the 2026 MLB draft. We'll also do our card of the night. We're back to doing that again tonight, and our day in Philadelphia sports history. So everything that you come to know and love about this show will be on full display over the next course of the hour and a half, or whatever we do for this evening. Yes, Joe Hale, the phone lines will open up momentarily, but let's get into our first segment of the night. Let's strap it in, strap it on, strap it up. Keep your head, hands, and feet inside the car at all times. And here we go. Our day in Philadelphia sports history. But before we do that, let's remind everybody on the tuned in that this is the remainder schedule for the week. Not much. I mean, it's pretty light, but well, if you think this is light, what do you see next week? 9 o'clock tomorrow night, you got the Philly Friday Frenzy with Big Al as he'll wrap the week, get the weekend started for you. Saturday morning, running all day. I mean, all day into probably about 10, 11 o'clock on Saturday night. You'll have the best of the It's a Wrap Sports from this past week. If you missed it all this week, you'll have an opportunity without having to go back and research to find it, because it'll be presented to you in its entirety starting at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. And then on Sunday, the Philly AM Sports Show. And yes, a programming update. I will be doing a final word on Sunday. My game for Monday was pushed till Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. So I am not leaving till Monday morning. So I will do one final word from base camp on Sunday night before I hit the road on Monday. But there will be no final word on Monday. There will be no final word on Tuesday. There will be a final word on Wednesday, probably around midnight by the time I get back from my game. But we will do a final word and a clear the ice on Wednesday, and then everything else that we do typically throughout the week. There's only going to be one Pittsburgh Sports Tonight show, and that's going to be on Monday as John's traveling as well. So a light week coming on the network. Just as we get through sports hell, we stop broadcasting. Whatever. We'll rebound. But let's get it going with your day in Philadelphia sports history on this day. Back in 2005, Bernard Hopkins became the first middleweight fighter in boxing history to complete 20 consecutive title defenses, earning a unanimous victory over European champ Howard S. Eastman. Hopkins at the time was 40, accomplished defeat at an age when most fighters are long retired. He finally hung up the gloves for good in 2016 at the age of 52. So congratulations on a great career, Bernard Hopkins. Truly one of the best fighters in any weight class that the WBC has ever produced. And on this day, he set the record by defending his title consecutively and successfully 20 straight times on this day in 2005. And again, we don't shy away from it, man. If it's a boxing, we'll go boxing. If it's horse racing, there's a horse racing fact in here. There's a Smarty Jones somewhere coming up here. Well, not till May, but yeah, we'll talk about it all. I know we've done rowing on this show before as our day in Philadelphia sports history. And I know we did boxing earlier in the week. So we don't shy away from the tough topics. So happy Bernard Hopkins, 20 straight consecutive That's what straight means. But 20 consecutive title defenses successful on this day back in 05. Truly actually remarkable at age 40. So that was your day in Philadelphia sports history, brought to you by the great folks over at the Philly Friday Frenzy. I just mentioned it. Tomorrow night at 9, it is our next live show. It'll be shown tomorrow night at 9 with Al Zafiri. Join Al as, again, he will put to bed the week and set up your weekend. And the only way he can, which I don't know what that way is, but you got to check him out. Bernard Hopkins got robbed against Roy Jones Jr. Yeah, he did. Not a big boxing guy, Mike, but I do remember that. Absolutely. But all right, that was your day in Philadelphia sports history. Let's get to the phone lines. Let's open them up. I'm pretty much going to turn this show over to you guys tonight. I've put out a few topics. If you want to talk those topics, great. If you want to talk about something else, that's fine. There's a bunch of stuff to talk about. Obviously, on the international scene, the girls or the women's U.S. hockey team capturing gold in Milan, in what the hell they at? In Italy today in a furious come-from-behind win against Team Canada in overtime. Down 1-0 late with about 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. With the goaltender pulled for the extra skater. Perhaps the prettiest tip-in goal I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've watched a lot of hockey. I've played a lot of hockey. I've officiated a lot of hockey. I've seen some pretty ones. But Hillary Knight, the captain, setting the record, by the way, with most goals in Olympic history, with one of the niftiest between-the-legs tip-in plays that I've ever seen in my entire life. To send the game into overtime, tying it up at 1. They get into overtime, and then they win it. And another pretty goal during the 3v3, and they capture gold in Italy today. And as I said, phase 1 of Operation Defeat Canada in the books. Bring on the men's, hopefully. Hopefully we advance tomorrow, set up the Sunday morning gold medal game. Well, Canada has to advance as well. And we get a chance to do not the trifecta, but the dual-fecta, I guess, and beat Canada. So that's on the table. Your MLB season, in essence, starts tomorrow. Mention the games that are on tap. Those of you that are interested in watching Nick Castellanos and seeing how he is acclimating to the San Diego Padres, you will not have to wait much longer because the Padres play the Mariners tomorrow. You can go check that out if he's playing. I don't even know if he's playing, but there's about 7 games on tomorrow to get you started on your MLB schedule. Phillies will play Saturday, and tomorrow essentially starts basically MLB baseball on every day. Basically every day. I know that the day before the regular season, there's not a game, and I know that there's some during the All-Star break, there's a couple days, but for the most part, there'll be MLB baseball on starting tomorrow every day until somewhere in the Halloween time frame. So that's a great, great day and a great moment. So let's go to the phones and let's bring on Joe Howe. Joe, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, man.
I want to talk Eagles O-line. Well, you know they're coming back, right?
I heard both of them are. Yep.
I still think they're going to.
I don't know what that means. Why would I do a wing bowl type contest?
No, Kaepernick. You got an idea there.
How would I pull that off?
Have we eating contest with the viewers? Just the viewers, and you could be the judge.
With you and Kaepernick?
No, me, Kaepernick, and maybe a Laura.
Who the hell's a Laura?
Mike, Laura.
Oh yeah. Man, you guys, wing bowl. Wing bowl's been done. I gotta do something different. I'm not saying I'm against that. I'm not against that, but we gotta do something different. Wing bowl's been done to death.
So, as I was interrupted, what's your thoughts of the Eagles O-line come back?
Well, in essence, it's really good to hear, and we didn't talk about that. I'm sort of, not that it doesn't matter to me. Eagles do matter, but I'm sort of shutting that part of my brain down, trying to. But yes, I did not bring that up. As Joe Hale mentioned, Lane Johnson and Landon Dickerson both reportedly are returning next year. And as far as what that means or how I feel about that, great if they can stay healthy. That's the big if. Them deciding that they're going to give it one more shot at least is great on paper. But, are they going to make it through the season? I think Landon Dickerson was hurt pretty much from the first day of training camp into the end of the season. I don't think there was a day that went by where he wasn't injured last season, literally.
Cam Jerkins was hurt also.
Yeah, they were all banged up. But yes, in essence, it's great. It's great, but it doesn't change things though. They still got to figure out some depth along that line. They got to eventually draft Lane Johnson's replacement. Do you think Lane's going to go further than this year?
No, I think
he'll retire too. Yeah, so they got to figure that out.
I'm going to give you some breaking news. Just reported on NFL Network, Mekhi Becton
being released. Yep.
Just got caught.
Yep. Yeah, I saw that earlier. Do we go back to him, or do you go somewhere? You go a different direction? Listen, Joe. For a team like the Eagles, this is what not many people are talking about. What happened with them? It's an afterthought. It's a little bit of a point to bring up, but I think they're missing the major issue here. One of the problems with this team last year was the depth all around it, not just especially on the offensive line. You got no contributions from the entire draft class of 2025. Nothing. That's a serious problem.
That is.
And if you go out and sign a Mekhi Becton, yes, that would help. But once again, we're talking one layer. What happens when somebody goes down? Tyler Steen, nothing, right? I know he wasn't a draft piece last year. What was the one guy, Lumpkins?
Yeah.
That was hurt just nothing from that offensive line, nothing from those draft picks. And yes, getting Landon Dickerson and Lane Johnson back and potentially Mekhi Becton are good pieces for this team, but what happens when they get hurt? Who's behind them?
Build in the draft. Well, I also heard another Eagles rumor. A tight end could be coming here.
Kyle Pitts?
Yes. I would take him on a 1 year deal.
I'd take him on a 1 year deal, and I would draft his replacement this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
yes, I would do that. I would do that.
Is on MLB Network tomorrow because MLB is doing MLB spring training games. I just looked it up on Comcast.
Are they doing the Padres Mariners game?
Yes. Well,
you're going to watch it?
It's going to rebroadcast at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, they don't do a lot of the live stuff. They do mainly the rebroadcast stuff. But they cover a lot of games in spring, a lot.
Yes.
So that's good.
Starting a ball playing game on Sunday already.
What's that?
Phillies announced their starters already for Walker pitching Tuesday?
Yep. Now, what do you expect, Joe? What does Joe Hale look at in spring training? Does Joe Hale look at anything? Does he take anything? Serious? I mean, are you? What do you look for in spring training? Do you care about it?
The position, the bench battles.
Okay. So you're looking at Rafael Marchand versus Garrett Stubbs. You're looking at Dylan Moore versus Otto Kemp. You're looking at Armando Sosa versus Otto Kemp. I mean, you're looking at those guys.
And to see who else is in the bullpen. Okay. And I watched the ladies game. I hung out with Ricky Deal today, by the way.
Good. Is he doing okay?
Yes.
Good. Good to hear. It was a great game today. Great hockey game.
The for the legs was an awesome goal. I actually
it was really good.
OT winner. It looked like it was all sides. But then
Nah,
I had to watch it again because I was at a bowling alley.
it looked good to me. But that between the legs of Hillary Knight, that was a thing of beauty. That was a thing of beauty.
And then we're gonna find out Team USA
Tomorrow at 3, I guess, right? Is that what time the game is? I think 3, 2.
Yes. Does Canada get past Finland? Does Finland give Canada a big test, you think?
They may, and they also, I mean, I don't want to count my chickens before they're hatched with the U.S. team either, because they struggled against Sweden. So I don't know how Slovakia is going to be. I mean, anything can happen. I would say that it's all systems go U.S., Canada, and the gold. Sidney Crosby has been upgraded to day-to-day, so he may return.
I heard he's out.
I heard it about an hour ago. I read it an hour ago. He's day-to-day. Now, what that means, what the Pittsburgh Penguins want you to mean, or what Team Canada want, that might be two totally different things. He may be done, but as far as maybe his follow-on return to the NHL, it might be day-to-day.
I wouldn't play him tomorrow.
I don't think the Penguins would want him to be played either, personally.
What is it, 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
All
right, Joe.
Yep.
See you Sunday, man.
Yep.
All right, Joe Hale. Yeah, the Eagles' offensive line. Listen, Landon Dickerson, Lane Johnson, great news. Great news that you're bringing them back. Obviously, that's one less thing you have to worry about, or two less things you have to worry about as it pertains to starters. Yes. But it doesn't alleviate or it doesn't fix the problem that part of the problem, a big part of what happened and ailed the Eagles last year that nobody talks about, that nobody gives its credence, was the lack of depth all over the team, and especially on the offensive line. When somebody was hurt, nobody came in to replace them because they weren't ready to play. The backup players on the offensive line were so not ready that they had to go out and sign Fred Johnson. We had to keep running Tyler Steen out there. And, that needs to change. Okay? That needs to change. So, yeah, it's great that they got the first part of the problem out of the way with, but what are they going to do about the second part? Are they going to go out and draft better? Or are they going to go out and hopefully maybe sign some backups? I mean, yeah, it's great to hear that they're coming back. But what's beyond them, and what's to say that they're not going to get hurt again? They get hurt every year, right? So great news, but not going to get too excited until they make some more draft picks, I guess. All right, Papernick, what's up?
Yo, what up, Matty?
What's up?
Mikael Becton, he's only going to be 27, so I don't think that's a bad deal if they got him back.
No, I don't think it's a bad deal either. But as a starter, right, he wouldn't be a backup. What are you doing behind him?
No. What are you doing behind him? Yeah, that's right there. So you got you got some guys that like that kid from Michigan or somebody that was just maybe they got to start getting these guys up to speed. They got a couple undrafted guys that were down in the practice squad too.
But none of them were good enough to come up and start or play last year to help out the players that were hurt. The players that were hurt.
Well, I think you have to sign Fred Johnson back. That's one. Because he did play a decent right tackle. So I think you got to get him back. And he's used to he can play right and left. So he's versatile in that sense.
I agree.
I mean, I think what it's going to come down to is the new O-line coach. Can he get now? Now we're going to find that. You know what? The Eagles are going to find out whether they made the right decision or not this year. Are they going to fire the O-line coach after 1 year or two if they stink and can't? I mean, or is he going to pass because they'll blame it on Stout somehow?
It's interesting that Lane Johnson and Landon Dickerson agreed to come back with a new offensive line coach coming in.
Well, Landon Dickerson, I can see he's only been 4 years, maybe. Yeah. So it's sort of like Lane said he wanted to finish out this contract, and I think he's a man of his word.
Yeah,
he probably talked to Stout.
I'm glad they're coming back.
Now let's discuss this wing ball. Now, come on, Matty. Listen, it's been burnt out in Philadelphia.
not doing a wing bowl, man. Come on.
Look, you live in Utica, don't you? You got that arena downtown.
Okay, what do you think I'm going to do? Rent out the Adirondack Center and have some funky Philadelphia wing bowl?
Yo, wait! You're making fun of that. That funky wing bowl I never went to. What, didn't it draw like 20,000 people?
Yes, at the end they were in 2018 or their final one. They had 18,000 people inside the Wells Fargo Center.
It went from the parking lot.
Yeah, but the first one they had in the hotel lobby.
Yeah. I mean, they started all that, and then it went up. So that's what I'm getting at. When I'm getting it, okay. Well, start a lobby. Do so. I mean, come on, man. We got like. I mean, that'd be great. Hell, we could rent my arena down here in Elmira. I mean, they get country singers in there for $10 a ticket.
I don't know if I get that kind of time to do that, but maybe we'll think about it next year.
I could, man. I'm telling you something, man. I could do it. It ain't that hard. Just get a bunch of people to donate stuff, and you get a bunch of drunks, and you got alcohol and food. That's all.
Some chicks and bikinis, and I'm all set.
Well, that's it. You get the chicks from the the joint, and then you get from the strip joint, and then you get you tell the people, look, you're gonna dress up in cosplay, whatever you want to dress up as. We don't care. I watched it all the time. I used to sit on my personal computer and watch it because I was like, I don't know why I never went to it. Never been to one. That's the only thing I've missed in Philly. Never went to it. I that's a regret. But you don't watch boxing either.
I never got into it. Other than of course Tyson, I never really got into it. No, that was my uncle was really big into it, but I never got into it.
Yeah, I loved boxing. That was, man. Like I said, that Roy Jones, he got when he lost to Bernard, that's when he jumped up in weight.
Yeah.
So he didn't have to give Bernard the rematch. Yeah, that's what he did.
I remember that. I remember all the big things. And I also remember watching on the ABC's Wide World of Sports on Saturdays. And I watched Camacho kill that guy live on TV when I was like 8 years old.
Do you mean Boom Boom Mancini?
Yeah,
when he killed the Asian.
Yeah.
Mancini when he killed Yeah, I saw it too. Yeah, I remember. It was on Wide World Sports. You just said it.
Yeah, on Saturday afternoon.
Wide World Sports. Yeah, Wide World Sports had. Man, their boxing matches were the best. They were like, but yeah, I remember that was a shame when that happened.
Yeah,
that was that right there is, But I thought you would have been like, I thought you would have liked that a little bit.
Yeah, no, I never got into it.
So wait, I want to ask. Wait, so you grew up in Mayfair, right?
Yeah, I was there until I was 18.
And
then I joined the army, and 30 years later, is what it is.
But I mean, so you didn't go. Would you went to Judge, right? You didn't go to Lincoln. You didn't go
Judge
to
91.
Right?
Judge 91.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because I went to Olney High School.
Okay.
Was supposed to go to Mercy Tech because everybody in my neighborhood went to Doherty.
Yeah.
But Doherty.
I knew a lot of girls in Doherty.
I used to hang at Roosevelt Mall.
Me too.
I hung at Roosevelt Mall and all that, and then you got Benny and Flynn's, and you had oh God, what else? 94th, the 94th. Then there was the barn, aquarium.
You remember on Roosevelt Mall and the back side of it? You had to go downstairs into this arcade down in the
pool hall.
Yeah, that was the bomb.
So that was, I mean. Okay, so I started hanging up there. Okay, so I probably 19. Well, I was going up there regularly, but like literally just like every weekend, make sure I was there. Probably started around 1989. I was about I just turned 20.
I was 16, but I was hanging out there.
Yeah, I mean, I was going up there because I used to go to the arcade. There was the arcade right around the corner from Fava. It was Fava, then Modell's right next to it.
And then on the corner was the Spectrum store.
Yeah. And then you had Roy Rogers. You had Arthur Treacher's was there. Yeah, Radio Shack was on it,
and right across the street was the Bennigans.
Yeah, and then there was the smoke shop that finally the guy retired. That smoke shop right on Cotman Avenue, and yeah, Bennigans. Yeah, because there was Gimbel's was behind it. Clover was down the street. I used to go to Kaboom, or whatever it was called, the under 21 dance club.
Where at?
Right there on off Cotman and Large. You make the right off the Large. It was right there on the corner. It was called Kaboom, but it was something else before that too.
Cotman and Large.
Oh, yeah. No. What's the street before Castor? Wouldn't that be Large?
Bustleton?
No. Like if you're going to, Cotman. My bad. Cotman and Frankfurt. No, not Cotman. Cotman and Castor. Yeah, it goes Cotman. Yeah, it is Large. There was a Kaboom because Clover's was on the corner of Cotman and Castor. There was a Clover's there.
So I never knew there was an underage club up there. There was an underage club in my neighborhood, right off Cotman and Princeton. Not Frankfurt and Princeton. Electric Playground. Did you ever hear of that place?
Yeah. I've been there. I used to go to Concourse Skating Rink.
Oh yeah.
To go up to the USA Skating Rink. You know where I never went? I never went up to the Palace. I never skated there.
No. So Concord became EP. That was the old. They turned that into the dance club.
Yeah.
And USA Skates was up there right in the Kmart parking lot. Right?
Yep. Yeah. That's where the old carnival that was there off the boulevard.
Yep.
They turned that into that. Did you ever go to that carnival? I did.
No, that was out of my neighborhood, man. I was a Mayfair kid. I didn't go that far up, but we were territorial then, man. We didn't navigate up there. We had to stay in our own areas.
Well, yeah, but I was talking like, did your parents ever took there? Because I lived in Feltonville at the time. I lived in Feltonville, and then I moved to Kensington. That's when it was nice,
Yeah.
I remember. So, but Feltonville, yeah, because my couple of my aunts and my grandmother and my uncle, they worked at the old Sears on the boulevard.
Best soft pretzels in the city.
Charlie's Pizza, best pizza in the city.
Original Boston. I still like original Boston.
Tomato, however, Yeah, see, because I'm trying to think. So did you ever go to Aquarius? There was a club in Benstown called Aquarius or something.
Nah.
And then they had the barn.
No, so as I said, I've been there. But when I hit 18, I was out of town. So
That's right. Yeah, I forgot. It sounded like my son. My son when he just got home from being stationed at Fort Wainwright for the last 3 years.
Yeah, I hit 18. I was gone, man. So.
He came home. He was like, he got off because they couldn't get him to Syracuse, so they had to fly him into Newark. And they're like, he gets off the plane and he's like, man, this is like summertime. It's like 20 degrees. He's like, I just left. Because in Fairbanks, when he left, it was like negative like 29 degrees. And
I know.
He loved it out there. He loved it.
I'm gonna let you go, man. I gotta get
have a good night.
Done. We'll talk Sunday, all right, man?
All right. I see.
All right, Pappernick. That reverb. I hear you guys. I'm sorry. That was it's interesting to deal with that. Joe's house it was echoing. Yes, it was echoing on Pappernick's end. That's all good though. A little walk down memory lane with Mike Pappernick. Boxing is fun to watch. It is. I just never got into it, man. I just never did. But Pappernick's bringing up some memories, man. So let me tell you what a average day. So what I meant by territoriality, right? Well, you guys probably know what I mean. We all hung out in our neighborhoods. Like when I went to grade school, I went to St. Leo's grade school, which was in Tacony, which was actually below I lived right on the southern edge of Mayfair. I lived literally one block over from the Tacony neighborhood, separated by Tyson Avenue. And I lived down the 7000 block of Algard Street, which was in the southern tier of Mayfair. And so we went to school in Tacony. But growing up, and a lot of you have had the same experience that I did, There was none. There was no internet. None. There was 6 TV channels. So your life was the street, your street, right? Your street. That was it. And maybe for us, we could hit the street, and then we called it down back, which was the alleyway that was across the street that ran the other block, like a driveway area. We called it down back. And then we had a playground at the corner that we could go to, but that was it. I mean, that was it. That was our territory. That was Elgard Street. It was Mullen Playground. It was called that, in the down back area between Algard and Walker Street. We didn't even go one block to the other side, which was Cottage. We didn't even go there. We stayed right, boom. And you're living in one of the biggest cities in America, but you wouldn't know it because your life is boom right there. And as you grow up and you get older, and you start that literally are 2 minutes from where you live, but you never ventured over there because it just was unheard of. And partly because your parents wouldn't let you go, right? Older, you got out and you met more people. Yeah, as I mentioned, so I got in the girls really young, like really young, and Doherty girls were good. St. Hubert's girls I stayed away from because their reputation preceded themselves on a different level, and I knew most of them girls. I grew up with a lot of them. Ryan girls, Archbishop Ryan, they also had a decent little supply of young ladies rolling out of there, and we used to go to this club called Electric Playground up there on the corner of Frankfurt and Princeton Avenue. Friday nights was the under 18 group. Saturdays was 18 and above, and like Sundays was like young kids, right? Man, oh man, bring back memories, boy. Woo. Became a man in that club more than once. Oh man. Yeah, I had some fun there, boy. Yeah, I did. Buddy of mine was a bouncer, so I never paid. So I just walk in. It was like $5. Yeah, no, it was good times, man. Good times. You know, and I don't. It's a shame that a lot of the kids living in Philly today, well, living anywhere, they don't have that anymore. And it's not all because of society. It's because of technology. They spend most of their time sitting in the house. They don't get out, and they don't explore, and they don't play sports. Like, I didn't play organized sports. I learned how to play sports on the street, right? All of them. You know, I could roller skate before I could ice skate. You know, I'm diving for footballs in the middle of the street to try to make circus catches. I got clotheslined by a wrought iron fence once, but I held on to the ball for a touchdown. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? So you learn how to play baseball because you have to have 9 people play, right? Or 18. Oh, I don't have that kind of time. We don't have that kind of like group. So you're playing step ball, you're playing wire ball, you're playing wall ball, you're playing one bounce, stick ball. You're playing regular baseball. You get the old wiffle ball bats and you cut off the edge and you stuff newspaper and you wrap electrical tape on it. Man, you could crack a ball with those things. That's how I learned initially how to play sports. Then, of course, you get older and you get into leagues and they refine you. But kids like that don't have that anymore, man. And that's a shame. That's an absolute damn shame. But Papernick with the memories, man. Good stuff, Michael Papernick. Man, the young ladies of Northeast Philly. God, I miss them. Half of them would curse my name today, but you know what? It was fun while it lasted. Man, oh man. All right. Well, let's continue on with the show. Let's get back into this. Tonight we have a lot of sort of prelim stuff to do. What are you doing? Come here. You want to say hi? Come here. All right, everybody. This is Wawa. She's one of our cats. Wawa, say hi. That's enough. All right. So we got some prelim stuff. Let's knock that out. We're going to get into some other night. And then we'll do, we got two things to do for the other night segment. Actually, three things. We're going to do some Phillies player spotlights. And we're going to do our inaugural 2026 MLB draft breakdown. We're going to get, I know I promised, or I said this like last week, that we're not going to get into that right now. We're going to wait until maybe late April, early May to start doing MLB draft, but I couldn't help myself. So we're going to knock that out. But we're also, again, we're going to do some Phillies spotlight, and we're going to do MLB too. So let's get it all set. And let's get on with the show. Let me bring this up here. All right. All right, let's do the other night segment. All right, yeah, welcome to the other night segment. It's time to wrap up our Phillies 2026 Spotlight Series. This is a series where we've been talking about the players that I feel that are going to affect greatly the Phillies' chances of winning and losing in 2026. We have two players left, and we're going to do them right now. So let's not waste any more time. Our first player tonight, yes, the vaunted Taijuan Walker. It's funny that we're still talking about Taijuan Walker 4 years after the fact that he's been here. His career has been a nightmare since he's been in Philadelphia. Obviously, $18 million 4-year contract, not one of the contracts Dave Dombrowski probably sticks up on his refrigerator to show his kids. It's been largely a mistake. From the get-go, he hasn't been reliable for the Phillies. And then it all kind of crescendoed at the end of the 2024 season, where he was unusable, left off of the postseason rotation in 2024 and 2023. He was on the rotation, but he didn't participate, as he sat as one of the biggest cheerleaders, an $18 million cheerleader. But to his credit, in 2025, when needed, he rebounded. Now, is it $18 million worth of a rebound? No. Is it largely a terrible contract? Yes. But right now, we find ourselves in 2026 needing the services of Taijuan Walker due to some other issues. So a bounce-back season, again, you're looking at these numbers, and if Taijuan Walker was a reclamation project signed on a veteran's minimum deal, you'd be like, okay, that was a pretty shrewd move, not for a player brought here on a 4-year, $18 million contract. I get it. But 5-8. 4.08 ERA, 34 games, started 21. He showed his versatility by being able to go in and out of the bullpen. He did have a save. He pitched a combined of 123.2 innings, 86 strikeouts, and a 1.41 whip, but serviceable. Enough so that you can pencil him in at least to start the season as your number 5 starter. Or number 4, behind Andrew Painter. And when his services are no longer needed in the rotation, you could probably move him back to be another option out of the pen. It's the final year of his deal. If he continues to sort of level out, if he provides me this, I will be ecstatic if Taijuan Walker can provide me this in 2026. And we're going to need it. And I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know if you can feel comfortable about that, or if you should feel shocked or scared about you're going to have to rely on Taijuan Walker, and can he do it? But you know what? I'd rather have him here than not here at this particular moment in time. So there you have it. Taijuan Walker, I can't believe I'm saying this, is one of the players that I feel holds the Phillies' fate in 2026 in his hands. And if he gives me this or a similar type season, I'll call it a game. We'll call it a day, because I'll take it from him. So there you have it. Taijuan Walker, our first Philly Spotlight player. And here we are, the final one, the last Philly Spotlight player of 2026. And this may be the most important person on the Philadelphia Phillies in 2026. You can make an argument that this individual here is definitely the missing piece to winning a World Series, because this team is so much better with him, and they're just without him. But the Phillies showed that they could produce without him. They showed that they could keep their head above water without him. But with him, it's another level. And I talk, of course, as the ace himself, not Taijuan Walker, but the ace himself, Zach Wheeler. Biggest question mark and the biggest piece of the Philly puzzle in 2026. A injury-shortened season, and before the injury, another Cy Young Award type season was a brewing. In 10-5, a 2.71 ERA, 149.2 innings. He did strike out 195 with a whip well below 1. Averaged 11.7 strikeouts per 9 innings. Is one of the best pitchers in all of baseball before the injury. What is he going to look like coming back from the injury is the biggest story that nobody's talking about right now, because there's so much other drama to discuss. But having a Zach Wheeler return to Zach Wheeler form, and if that's in late May, or if that's in late April, or if that's even in late June, whatever it be, as long as I can have Zach Wheeler, but don't forget, it's going to take Zach Wheeler a few starts, if he does return, to kind of work out some of those kinks. But once I get Zach Wheeler kind of running in the right direction, having him healthy and operating at full Zach Wheeler capabilities, heading down the stretch of the season might be the missing link to this season. It might be. And it makes this rotation very formidable. It makes this pitching staff one of the best in all of the game. And even without him, they're still a pretty good rotation. But with him, they are a very good rotation. So a lot of the not being talked about future of this season really does rest on the shoulders of number 45 and how he comes back from the blood clot surgery that he got in the gastric outlet syndrome, whatever that thing was called, of how he comes back. So it's appropriate that we end our 2026 Philly Spotlight Series with the most important player, in my opinion, to the Philadelphia Phillies in 2026, and that is Zach Wheeler, and hoping that he returns very soon and very dominant like he was before. So there you go. We're done. We've completed our Spotlight Series. We'll revisit it next season. Hopefully, we're talking the 2027 Spotlight Series without any delay. Hope I'm not sitting in May talking about what to expect from the 2027 Phillies as we're dealing with the lockout. But that's it. Our Spotlight Series is over. Another one in the books. Thank you for everybody that made that possible. Thank you for all the help from all the contributors, mainly me, who put together all that stuff. We'll put it to bed for one more year. And now let's transition to our first player and our first segment featuring the MLB 2026 draft breakdown. We do this every year. We do the NHL draft. We do the MLB draft. We profile some of the players that could be household names in the very near future. Tonight, we're going to break ground on the 2026 draft, and we're going to profile our first player that's being sort of showcased in that draft. And drum roll, please. And here we go. Our first player is Roch Cholowski. Say that thing fast 10 times. He is a shortstop for the UCLA Bruins, a 6'2" right-hand hitter. Cholowski has a chance to have 4+ tools when all is said and done. He routinely finds the barrel, doesn't swing and miss or chase with an advanced approach at the plate. When he finds the ball out front, he'll show off a 70 raw power, to his pull side, and that's where his home run pop showed up in 2025. He's not a runner, though he's smart on the base path. So I'm not really certain if the Phillies are going to be in the market for a I don't want to say elite or non-athletic, but a non-running shortstop, as we got at that side of the field pretty clogged up for a little bit. But Roch Cholowski is our first player to spotlight in the 2026 MLB draft. The shortstop from UCLA. And there you go. A 4+ tool with a 70 raw power to his pull side and a right-handed bat. Now, I could definitely do that. I can do that. But where does a 6'2" right-handed 70 raw power pull side shortstop fit in your lineup that doesn't run fast, that doesn't run well? Is he more of that? I mean, you could probably bury him down in the 6th hole, possibly the 7th hole. But I'm looking for a 2-hole hitter, and that's what I'm looking for in the future. But he will definitely make somebody's draft day dreams come true. And there we go. Roch Cholowski, our first draft breakdown player of 2026. Feels good to get that out of the way. Honestly, it does. Feels really good. All right, let's get to our final segment. All right. That's right. We're back. I think we took the night off yesterday. We didn't do a card yesterday, did we? But we're back. And we're back glazing over 2026 Topps Series 1. Because I'm pulling out cards. I went and bought another box today. I think I've purchased now about 500 of the cards for the new series. And I pulled out a really interesting card that I want to talk about tonight. Again, I know we're glazing a little bit over it, but it's a new shiny toy. Of course, I'm going to play with it. It's one of the throwback cards. We talked about this before this series came out, that Topps being that its 75th anniversary. It doesn't really matter that it's its 75th anniversary for this feature, but every year Topps takes a card from the past, a design from the past. Last year it was 1990. They took the 1990 cards and they repurposed them as a retro throwback, with the borders and the design of that card, and they would either throw out players that were originally put on that card and repackage them for 2025. And then they would also put players of today onto those cards as well as a little special insert, parallel type thing. Well, this year in 2026 with the Topps 75th anniversary edition, Topps is mirroring 1991's design. That's the card they're going at. They're going at this year. And again, the same concept. They're taking those cards from 91, the superstar cards. You're not going to get, Joe Blow on there. You're going to get the big cards that were big in 91, and they'll get repurposed. But you'll also get the players of today being put on those 91 cards. Tonight's card is one of the throwback cards from the actual 91 series, and it's the original player that was on that card, and it's Pedro Martinez. Now, this is the Topps T91-75 from this year's Series 1. Now, what makes this card interesting is this ain't the card I'm about to show you. This is the base card of T91-75 that I'm showing you. What I'm about to show you is the Crackle foil board variant that I pulled today of this card. Now, I went on the database. It's hard to find stuff on these cards right now because they literally came out 2 weeks ago, but they're starting to pop up. But some of these variant cards, like the one I'm about to show you, has not shown up on any kind of card sales yet. It hasn't hit there yet. But this card has. The card in its base form has. And it's pretty modest, actually, for a Pedro Martinez throwback card from 1991. An ungraded card went for $2. A PSA 8 has gone for $6.50. A PSA 9, $12.83. A PSA 9.5 at $25.39, and a PSA 10 has sold for $38.43 of this card that I'm showing you. But I'm not going to show you this card because I pulled the foil board the Crackle foil board version of this card. and it's really cool. So let me take this down and bring this up. As you can see, the looks like it's all crumbled up or crackled up. And it's a refractor as well. As you can see, Pedro kind of popping off the card there. So this is the crackle board, foil board refractor version. Try to say that fast 20 times of the base card that I just showed you. A pretty badass looking card. The 91 Topps set was, no frills, whatever, but that's what Topps using this year as their retro throwback thing. And I got the Pedro crackle board foil card of the Topps 2026 Series 1 T91-75. Pretty cool looking card. And then again, we're glazing over the 2026 Topps Series 1 because it's a new shiny toy and I keep buying them. So pulled that today. Very special, very not special card, but a very interesting card indeed. But that's going to take me to the end, folks. I have reached the end of another great broadcast week. It's been fun. Next week, things are going to get a little hairy. I ain't going to lie to you. I will be back on Sunday. Originally reported that I would not be returning on Sunday because I had to travel, but things got pushed a little bit to the right by one day. So I will be here for Sunday night. But then after that, Monday and Tuesday, there will be no shows. Wednesday is going to be a tough, tight window to get the show in. There will be a show, and there will be no show Thursday. So we're going to get one show maybe. We'll get Sunday and maybe Wednesdays in. So it's going to be a tight week next week for me, as I had to get on to some other things. But I'm going to do my best to get out here and get it done. But there will be no show Thursday. There will be no show Tuesday or Monday. And we're going to try to get it in as best we can. So I want to thank everybody for joining me. We have reached the calm before the storm. Major League Baseball in its essence starts tomorrow. And then we will have basically MLB games every day between now and Halloween. And that's a great place to be. And I'm great, and I'm happy and I'm thankful. And it's awesome to be here. We've made it through another winter together. Let's get on to the fun. Once again, this is our schedule for the rest of the week. Tomorrow, the Philly Friday Frenzy will come at you. Then the best of the It's Rap Sports on Saturday, and I will be back on Sunday along with the Philly AM Sports Show. So make sure you're tuned in for all the greatness. Have a great rest of your week and have a great weekend. I will see you guys on Sunday. I'm out of here. Take care.